Imagine being sentenced to death for a crime you didn't commit. In 2004, a man named Cameron Todd Willingham was executed in Texas after being convicted of starting a fire that tragically killed his 3 young children.
Wow.
Years after his death, the evidence was re-examined by independent experts who concluded that the original investigation was deeply flawed and that it was highly likely Willingham was innocent. But by then, it was too late. The justice system made an irreversible mistake. Whether you believe in fairness, value human life, or just care about how your tax dollars are spent, the issue affects you. The death penalty is left over from a more brutal time, one that doesn't reflect the values or the level of justice we should expect from our modern society. Over the past few weeks, I've spent time researching real cases, studying data, and reading testimonies, especially from people who were exonerated after being wrongfully sentenced to die. What I found was deeply troubling. The death penalty should be abolished across the United States because it is ineffective, immoral, and riddled with errors. I'll begin by exposing the major problems with the death penalty. Then I'll talk about realistic alternatives. Finally, I'll explain how society would benefit if we got rid of it entirely. As I mentioned earlier, Cameron Todd Willingham's case is not unique. According to the Death Penalty Information Center, at least 200 people have been exonerated from death row since 1973. These individuals were sentenced to die, some coming within days or hours of their execution, before new evidence finally proved that they were actually innocent. The system is not foolproof, and when the penalty is death, even one mistake is too many. The death penalty doesn't affect everyone equally. In fact, it reflects deep biases. Studies show that prosecutors are more likely to seek the death penalty when the victim is white, even though nearly half of all homicide victims in the US are black. On top of that, poor defendants, those who can't afford skilled legal representation, are far more likely to be sentenced to death. This isn't justice, it's discrimination. You might be surprised to learn just how expensive the death penalty really is. Death penalty trials are significantly longer, involve more appeals, and require more legal experts. According to the DPIC, each case can cost between $1 million to $3 million, far more than sentencing someone to life without parole. That's your tax money, money that could be spent on school, healthcare, or improving public safety, being funneled into a broken system. One effective and humane alternative is life in prison without the possibility of parole. This ensures that dangerous individuals are removed from society permanently without risking the execution of someone innocent. If we eliminate the death penalty, we could redirect those millions of dollars towards better forensic science, more competent public defenders, and more fair trials. That's how we can reduce wrongful convictions, not just in death penalty cases, but across the entire legal system. A big reason why the death penalty still exists is because of misinformation. Many people still believe it's cheaper, more effective at deterring crime, or infallible. It's not. With better public education campaigns, we could shift public opinion and demand smarter, more ethical policies. Eliminating the death penalty would show the world that the US stands for human rights, fairness, and justice, not vengeance. More than 70% of countries worldwide have abolished it. It's time we join them. Without the enormous cost of the death penalty trials, states could reinvest that money into education or rehabilitation programs, initiatives that would actually help people and their communities. When innocent lives are on the line, mistakes are unacceptable. By ending the death penalty, we take the possibility of executing an innocent person off the table forever. That's a justice system we could start to believe in again. The death penalty is not justice. It's expensive, unfair, and deeply flawed in many ways. It risks the lives of innocent people and drains resources from systems that actually protect us and better our community. If we claim to be a society that values life, fairness, and reason, then the death penalty simply doesn't belong. Let the case of Cameron Todd Willingham be more than a tragic mistake. Let it be a turning point While we can't change his fate, we can still change the future. Take action. Write to your lawmakers, start conversations, educate others. Because the death penalty isn't justice, it's a failure, and we can do better.